Welcome to Mindblow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. Once, the Philippine Air Force was the envy of Southeast Asia, a symbol of national ambition and technological progress. In the decades following World War II, the Philippines stood tall among its neighbors, fielding a modern and capable air force that inspired both pride and confidence. The skies above the archipelago echoed with the roar of advanced jets like the F-86 Sabre and the F-5 Freedom Fighter, aircraft that were, at the time, cutting edge and a testament to the country's commitment to defense and modernization. The country was a pioneer, among the very first in the region to operate supersonic jets. This achievement was more than just a military milestone. It was a source of immense national pride, a clear signal that the Philippines was ready to defend its sovereignty and play a leading role in Southeast Asia. But that golden age is now a distant memory, fading into the background as the world moves forward. Decades of underinvestment, shifting political priorities, and economic challenges have slowly eroded the Air Force's strength. Once proud squadrons have dwindled, and the infrastructure that supported them has fallen into disrepair. The retirement of the last F-5S in 2005 marked a turning point. For the first time in decades, the Philippines found itself without a single multirole fighter jet, unable to effectively patrol or defend its own skies. The nation's airspace, once a symbol of strength, became vulnerable. Today, with rising tensions and territorial disputes in the West Philippine Sea, the need for a capable and modern air force has never been more urgent. The public, aware of these growing threats, is demanding a military that can protect the nation's interests and restore its lost prestige. The Multirole Fighter Project has emerged as a top national priority, aiming to bring in new state-of-the-art jets that can finally restore the Philippines' ability to secure its airspace and project power when needed. It's a bold vision, one that seeks to rekindle the pride of earlier generations. Yet, despite clear objectives, widespread public support, and the pressing need for action, the project remains mired in delays. Years have passed with little progress, as the clock continues to tick and the security situation grows more complex. The real battle isn't just about finding the money or mustering the willpower, it's a bureaucratic struggle where ambitious plans for national security are constantly tangled up in restrictive laws, slow-moving processes, and layers of red tape that seem almost impossible to cut through. The question now looms larger than ever. Can the Philippines break free from its own bureaucratic chains and reclaim its place in the skies before it's too late? The answer will shape the nation's future and its security for generations to come. The paradox is stark. The Department of National Defense says funds for new fighters are available, yet the jets remain out of reach. The problem isn't the budget, it's the rigid rules on how that money can be spent. Philippine regulations are built for small, short-term projects, not multi-year defense contracts. This bottleneck keeps the most crucial air defense projects stuck in limbo. Each year brings new announcements and rising hopes, only to be dashed by regulatory hurdles. The D&D must explain to the public and partners why a critical project is stalled. Meanwhile, the security environment grows more volatile, and the capability gap widens. The funds are there, but locked away by red tape, leaving the nation's skies exposed. It's a self-inflicted wound, one that puts sovereignty at risk. Two regulatory hurdles block the path: soft loans and multi-year contractual authority, or MICA. Soft loans, low-interest, long-term financing, are the only practical way for the Philippines to afford new fighters. But the Official Development Assistance Act's strict requirements disqualify many attractive offers from countries like Sweden and the US. The law, meant to protect against bad deals, ends up blocking the best ones. Then there's MICA fighter jet deals require multi-year contracts, but Philippine law is built around annual budgets. Securing MICA is a bureaucratic maze, making it nearly impossible to commit to long-term projects. Suppliers need firm, multi-year commitments, something the current system can't provide. Without legal authority for multi-year deals, the fighter project is dead on arrival. The cost of a squadron, over 61 billion pesos, makes single-year payment impossible. The defense budget could handle the cost if spread over a decade, but regulations demand unrealistic lump-sum spending. Multi-year financing is essential, yet the system blocks it. The result? The military is forced into piecemeal upgrades, never making the strategic leap it needs. The DND is stuck managing short-term expenses while the region demands long-term investment. The budget could support a fighter program, if only the laws allowed it. Instead, the system pretends the country can only afford small, immediate purchases. It's a tale of two budgets, one real, one imagined by outdated regulations. When it comes to modernizing its air force, the Philippines faces a crucial decision. Two main contenders have emerged on the global stage: Sweden's JS-39 Gripen and America's F-16 Viper. These aircraft represent not just cutting-edge technology, but also the hopes of a nation seeking to secure its skies and assert its sovereignty. The Gripen, known for its cost-effectiveness and reliability, is designed to be easy to maintain and operate, an ideal fit for the Philippines' sprawling archipelago. Backed by a generous Swedish financing package, the Gripen promises not only advanced capabilities but also a practical path to ownership, making it a strong candidate for the country's needs. On the other hand, the F-16 Viper brings with it a legacy of proven performance, advanced avionics, and deep interoperability with U.S. and allied forces. The American offer includes extensive training, logistical support, and the assurance of being part of a global network of F-16 operators, which could be invaluable for future upgrades and missions. Yet, despite these attractive offers, both are currently blocked by the same Philippine regulations that disqualify their financing arrangements. This legal hurdle has left the country's modernization plans in limbo, regardless of the merits of each proposal. Other options have also been explored, such as India's Tejas and South Korea's advanced fighter jets, each bringing their own strengths and unique selling points to the table. The reality is the problem isn't a lack of sellers or a shortage of high-quality aircraft. The global defense industry is eager and ready to make a deal, offering a wide array of choices to meet the Philippines' requirements. In fact, never before have so many options been available, with manufacturers from around the world competing to supply the next generation of Philippine fighter jets. But despite the readiness of the global market, the Philippines simply cannot accept any of these offers under current laws. The frustration is palpable among military planners and defense officials. The Department of National Defense and the Air Force are fully aware of what they need to protect the nation's airspace, but their hands are tied by regulations that prevent progress. The real tragedy is that the decision is being held hostage by domestic laws and bureaucratic red tape, not by a lack of good options or international interest. As a result, the country's security and modernization goals remain just out of reach, with the best offers in the world sitting on the table, unavailable. Until these regulations are changed, the Philippines will continue to watch the clock tick, knowing that every moment lost is a missed opportunity to strengthen its defenses and secure its future. Recognizing the legal roadblocks, a movement for reform is gaining momentum. Defense leaders and lawmakers are pushing to update procurement laws for modern defense realities. The goal: amend the ODA Act to accept competitive defense loans, even if they don't fit old definitions. Streamlining MICA is also on the table, allowing the DND to sign long-term contracts for priority projects. These changes would unlock funding, enable strategic planning, and finally let the Philippines modernize its air force. It's not about reckless spending, it's about making the system work. The future of the entire modernization program depends on these reforms. The fate of Philippine air power now rests in Congress, not the cockpit. The quest for new fighters is about more than just acquiring advanced aircraft. It's about defending sovereignty, restoring national pride, and shaping the destiny of the nation. Every decision made in this pursuit echoes the hopes and dreams of generations who have longed to see the Philippines stand tall among its neighbors. Without credible air defense, the Philippines can't protect its territory or challenge daily incursions. Each day, the nation's borders are tested, and without the right tools, the country is left exposed to threats that undermine its security and sovereignty. Modern multi-role fighters would give the country the reach, speed, and power it needs to secure its skies and seas. These advanced jets are not just machines, They are symbols of a nation's resolve to defend its people and its future, projecting strength across the archipelago and beyond. For many, this is a chance to reclaim a lost legacy and show the world the Philippines is serious about defense. It's an opportunity to honor the sacrifices of those who came before and to inspire a new generation to believe in the nation's potential. A modern fighter fleet would signal renewal and self-reliance, sending a powerful message to both allies and adversaries. It would demonstrate that the Philippines is ready to stand on its own, to protect its interests, and to contribute to regional stability. Success would mark a turning point, empowering the AFP, strengthening the nation's regional standing, and opening new doors for cooperation and respect on the world stage. It would be a moment of transformation where the country steps confidently into the future. But failure would leave the country vulnerable, its ambitions grounded by its own bureaucracy and indecision. The dreams of progress would be stalled, and the nation's security would remain at risk. The choice is clear: reform, invest, and move forward, or remain a paper tiger, unable to defend what matters most. The path ahead demands courage, vision, and unity. The future of Philippine skies depends on breaking free from the past, embracing innovation, and daring to soar higher than ever before. The time to act is now.